The following deck tech is brought to you by Dragon Shields, the best sleeves in the business, and CARDMARKET, the best place to get your boosters and singles in Europe. Check out the link in the description below to find out a voucher to get a free booster. Now let's head into the deck. This deck is all about Ratatouille. This deck is all about the rats, and we're gonna start off with Ashcoat of the Shadow Swarm, a legendary rat warlock, and when it attacks or blocks all other rats you control, gain +X+X, where X is the number of rats you control. And at the beginning of your end step you may mill 4 cards. If you do, return up to 2 rat creature cards to your hand from your graveyard. We are going to play, of course, a lot of rats in this deck, so let's go! Before we head into rat territory, we play Garna, Bloodfist of Kelt. This one is great when you have attacking creatures that die, and we play Ayara, First of Locthwain. Great to sacrifice our rats. Talking about rats, we need to play Lord Skitter the Sewer King. This one creates a rat, and also Caromonix the Rat King, making rats toxic. We will play lots of rats in this deck, like Voracious Vermin. When this one enters the battlefield you'll get a rat. We play Crypt Rats, of course, the Rat of God. We need to play a Gnawing Vermin as well. Great for milling. Nezumi Prowler is a rat that gives some death touch and lifelink. Of course we need to play a iconic rat, Pack Rat. And Rat Colony gains +1/+0 for each other rat you control. And the Tangled Colony is also a 3/2 rat for this deck. Lord Skitter's Butcher, just for the art alone, is a great rat in this deck. And Marrow-Gnawer gives all rats fear. And then we play another Ogre, the Ogre Shitter Lord. When it enters or attacks, create 2 rats. Some more rat-liking creatures like the Mad Ratter. Whenever you draw your second card, create 2 rats. We play Piper of the Swarm. Rats you control have menace and you can create rats. More rat creation with Ratcatcher Trainee. You can play this as pest problem. We need to play Totentanz Swarm Piper as well, creating rats. And Tattered Ratter is also great to make our rats stronger. More creatures, Ratcatcher. This is another ogre, and at the beginning of your upkeep you may search your library for a rat card and put it into your hand, and when rats die you can draw lots of cards with the Species Specialist. Ratcap Gutter Dweller is also another goblin that creates rats. And this was the last of our creatures. Now let's look at some enchantments. Tribute to Horobi gives first rats to your opponent and then you will steal it and flip it. Shared Animosity is great when you have a lot of rats and we need to draw cards, and we do that with Vampiric Rites. These were the enchantments. Now let's look at the artifacts. Of course, when we have a lot of 1/1s and we want to draw cards, we need to play 1 copy of the Evil Skull Clamp. And now let's look at some removal. Instants and sorceries coming up. We start with Bedevil. Destroy target artifact, creature or planeswalker on an instant is great. And Abrade is also a cheap, good removal spell in the deck. Next up, Infernal Grasp. Just destroy target creature for 2 mana. You will lose 2 life, and Terminate also destroys a creature that can't be regenerated. Last up is the Tragic Slip on this slide. Normally, you'll kill a rat and target creature gets -13, -13. Some card draw we added as well with Corrupted Conviction. We play also a Gnawing Crescendo, great to do the final blow with all your attacking rats, and Rat Out is a simple, effective removal spell that creates a rat. Song of Totentanz is just on flavor. You will create a lot of rats in the late game with this sorcery. Now let's look at the lands for this deck. We play predominantly black, so we play 9 nice black and white swamps and 4 mountains. We play a Blight Step pathway that of course you can change into a Seer Step pathway, a Smoldering March because we have quite a bit of basics, a Temple of Malice, and of course some more dual lands like Dragon Skull Summit, Haunted Ridge, Sulphur Springs, and Tainted Peak. A true rat deck is never complete without a copy of Swarm Yard where you can regenerate a rat. Rats need to crawl into a tunnel, so we added a copy of Access Tunnel, and this Castle Embrat is great to give your rats +1/+0 until end of turn. And the last land is High Market. You'll see a lot of rats on that market and you can sacrifice them to gain a life. This was the rat deck, a little bit more expensive than usual, but still I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, keep it casual.